afternoon, everybody. I almost said good morning, but it is noon now. Good noon, everybody. I'm Colleen. Welcome to Colleen's Craft Corner. I don't know why I feel
Yay!
I do this every day.
I really like your ears on the wall.
Yeah, I have my ears on the wall, and when I'm done with this scrapbook page, I think I'll hang it on the wall. I'm just going to slowly take all Tom's art down. And it's just until like Nathan and Nick come back. This is my space now. I don't even sit at my desk anymore. Like, I had a desk, guys, but now I just sit here with my like 3 computers. Joining me today.
I mean, you've basically.
What?
Hi. I was gonna say you've basically just taken over what they do, right? So like they don't need to come back.
Not on News Tonight. I don't want to do News Tonight. There's a lot of
okay.
parts. I don't want to do that. It's one thing to be like, look, I made boxes. And you can see us all, and I can hit play, and it's great. So joining me today, I have my sister Shannon, and Allison is joining us as well. And
hello.
Today we're going to make a scrapbook page. I'm going to roll away from my computer. Oh, it's too many cords. It's too many cords. Okay, so we want to start with a base piece of paper. So I suggest the scrapbooks come. A standard scrapbook is 12 by 12, or you can get small ones that are 8 by 8. I think there are like 8 by 10 scrapbooks. Well, or you could just use an 8 by 10 album. But I also said, you know, if you didn't want to do 12 by 12, you could do 8 by 10. That's like an easy framing size. There are 12 by 12 frames too, so like if you wanted to frame it instead of, you know, I don't want to do a whole album, but I really want to remember this one moment or whatever. So there's lots of Disney scrapbook paper. So here's like, this is princess paper.
Oh.
I have a paper
That's
problem.
pretty.
I really like it. Here's some Mickey paper.
Cute.
And I found this 120 sheet Mickey paper.
Oh wow.
I apparently have. So yeah, there's lots of official Disney stuff out there. What, Shannon?
Mandy requested that Colleen turn your volume up. I guess just you.
I don't really have volume's up. I'll talk louder.
Mandy also said, "Does anyone else miss the map game?"
No.
Yeah.
I really like watching Tom be angry at the map game. That's the best part of the map game.
I think we can
I
all
think the
agree
best
that
part's Nick.
Yeah, we really appreciate the effort that Nick puts into it and how enthusiastic Nick is.
Yeah, Nick was so excited. It was really cute when he got to play the map game. He was so excited. We're like, aw, Nick.
Yeah, apparently you're much quieter than me and Allison, but
I don't know
I think
why.
it's probably just your mic.
Okay, I turned
Bye,
my volume
Colleen.
up.
Okay.
It might, I don't know. It's because this thing is on my neck. Okay, so you want to pick out your base piece of paper, which could also be a solid color, or there's tons of scrapbook paper out there in various colors. This is what I found in my not completely unpacked house.
I have this like scrapbook book
Smash book.
thing. Yeah, that I've had for a while and haven't done anything with. So I just picked a nice page that I thought Disney stuff would look good on.
Yeah. What are you doing, Allison?
I have tried to scrapbook like Disney vacation memories since before I moved. So since like around 2017, one of my good friends and my husband like started getting me stuff to scrapbook our, you know, vacation memories. And I was like, that's a great idea. I can be creative and crafty. And we got like a couple of different colorful pieces of paper, and I was really excited, and I started collecting little stickers and pages, and then it just never happened. So I'm very excited to be able to actually start something that I thought I was going to start about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, I feel that. I used to scrapbook very regularly, and now I don't. But I still buy paper. My husband loves it.
Well, I bought this to catalog my second year of college because I did one for my first year, and I graduated college 3 years ago. So you can do the math on that.
So I'm gonna do, I think, something princess themed. So this paper has crowns on it. I'm gonna take this other paper and put it on the floor.
Where it belongs.
So then, next, we're gonna look at our Disney paraphernalia. So I have like this entire file filled with stickers, maps, the like, you know, thank you for coming, we missed you, come back, like mail they send me, postcards, stuff you can steal out of the hotel rooms. What's this?
Oh.
That's not Disney. Anyways, so much random stuff. I have a whole collection of like pass holder things in here. Yeah, tickets. What's this? A map of something. Anyways, okay. So I want to use a map. So I'm gonna look for a Magic Kingdom map. Oh my God, look, it's a map that says Downtown Disney.
Oh.
That, see, I sell that.
Wow.
I never throw anything away. My husband loves it. So like I keep things because you just never know, right? Okay, I found a Magic Kingdom map. Oh my God, it is advertised as new Fantasyland.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter like when the map is from. It's gonna have the map on it. So once you pick out, oh, I have a postcard. Oh my God, there's a Times Guide in here too.
Ooh.
This is from 2013. So maybe you want to use like the front and you like the picture, especially if it's like a festival or Christmas time. I like to use back in the day when there were Christmas lights like that. But I want to use the inside and the actual picture of the park. Now we're going to cut into these things. I mean, you don't have to, depending on what it is, but I'm going to cut into this. So I really like, just like personally, I like it when things like go off the edge of the page. I just like how that looks. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan to like put the map like up there. But first I want to cut off the list of rides because I don't need that.
You know what they are. Map. I don't have a map. I thought I did, but I probably do somewhere. I just don't know where. But I've got a lot of stickers and a lot of pictures. And I've got like this mini birthday card from our parents. Cute. Well, and on the inside, it's got these nice patterns. So,
and like because of the way you're doing it with
nice
the
background
Scrapbook,
stuff,
you can have it very three-dimensional. So like that's not going in something that's going in a sleeve. So you could put things inside and have like parts fold out. What do you have, Allison?
It's true.
I am going to make my page be themed for when I first became an annual pass holder. So I have this little 2017 booklet, and different kinds of things from the food and wine festival that we went to that year. I've got, let's see. I've got a picture from when we were able to when we got our free photo pass. I've got plane ticket from when we came back, and I have a bunch of fun little stickers. And that was a very memorable vacation because that was in September of 2017, and we flew down when Irma hit, and we still have. I might make a separate scrapbook page, kind of documenting the Hurricane Irma stuff, because I got like this fun little info pamphlet.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's about like how to stay. You need to stay indoors. We're gonna work with everybody with housekeeping, and turn to channel 3 in your TV room for updates on the hurricane. So I think that's a kind of a neat little memory. So that's gonna be. That'll probably be a different page, but I'm gonna do mostly the memories of becoming a pass holder right now.
That's neat. So I just used a glue stick. Often I use, there's like, you can get, I don't remember what they're like little square pieces of tape, and they're like, the idea is that you're putting them on photos. And sometimes I do scrapbooking completely using those, but glue sticks work pretty well. Glue sticks don't work great for like actual photos, but they work really well for just like gluing things paper to paper. So I glued this map down on the corner. At first I glued it upside down, but I flipped it over, it's fine. And so now I'm gonna cut off the extra that sticking off. There, got a map. Okay, so next, what I'm gonna do next is sort of plan where my photos are gonna go. So I always think of it as, you know, you're starting with big things and you work down to smaller things. So like I knew this map was a big thing that I wanted to be in the background. You know, stickers and stuff you want to put on last because those are smaller. So if you have, like, Shannon has a card, and Allison has, like, her annual pass holder things, and so, like, I put that down first because I knew I wanted that to be in the background. Now I need to find my thing. So you have your pictures, which I said, like, 2 to 3 4x6 photos. 4x6s are, like, the most common size of picture. There are also 5x7s. I have pre-cut out things that I use to size things. I didn't have photos I knew I wanted to use, but this is what I use for scrapbooking to size things. And you know, keep in mind, like PhotoPass photographers, usually every shot they take, they will take a landscape and a portrait photo. So if you already know what photos you want to use and like you have those, then, or I try to put one of orientation on my page so that, you know, I'm ready. So that I figure out, you know, where do I want these photos to go? Be like that. So then I like...
Courtney in the chat said, I would love to know more about Allison. Can she tell us a bit about herself?
Because Allison's new.
Yeah.
I am new. Is there anything specific that they wanted to know about me?
No.
Or just kind of just chat?
Yeah, right now she just said more about you.
Okay.
I don't know you. You're an enigma.
I just showed up. I just randomly went into vMix and was like, hi, I'm scrapbooking with you all now. I just so happen to have all of this.
We're desperate to do something with people, so come on in.
I need somebody. Okay, so... Okay, so originally I am from...
Someone did say, when did you join WDWNT?
I joined the week before the parks closed.
It's a great time.
So, it's perfect. And that's why most people don't know who I am. So I had been coming as an audience member. My first time as an audience member and participating was the Halloween episode of this past year, so only a couple months ago. And it was, my husband had, you know, been kind of into the News Today and News Tonight and reading the website and the podcast and all that stuff. So he's like, you know, oh, you should come to this because they have a live audience. So I was like, oh, that sounds really great. And then he said they're going to have a costume contest for Halloween. I'm like, I am so in. Let's do this. So I was very excited about it. And the fact that he also dressed up in a costume was also like blowing my mind because he really doesn't ever do that. So I had to go. And then I wasn't sure exactly what to do. So I ended up deciding to go as Patrick Spikes. If you folks at home remember the gentleman who was accused of stealing a whole bunch of stuff and selling it on eBay from the Haunted Mansion and other various Disney props. So I went as him, and I ended up winning the costume contest. I got 100 core bucks. I'm like, this is amazing. This is great. I'm having a great time. So then I went a couple of more times. I went for the Tony's Christmas, Microwave
Classic,
Christmas.
yeah.
I went for the space show, and I think maybe like 2 other ones. And then they said, hey, we're looking for more on-air talent. And I was like, oh. So I went right over to Tom and I said, hey, I've done live shows. I used to do like theatrical stage show things when I used to work at 2 different science centers. And I used to do background acting when I was in New York too. I never had any lines. I was just like an extra. But I'm kind of used to doing that kind of stuff. And I interviewed / auditioned, and now I'm here. So I'm supposed to be WDWNT on-air talent, but I'm kind of, now that I have a webcam, I can help y'all out with my fun antics and scrapbooking skills.
That's great. For her audition, she was Sunny Eclipse's like New York agent, and it was amazing. It was hysterical. We loved it.
Thank you.
So,
some other questions.
No,
some other questions from the audience.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Can you give me instructions? So I cut
People
out.
want to know about Allison.
Well, Allison.
Oh, thank you.
I will. Next.
This is Colleen's craft corner.
So I cut out a piece of paper that's like slightly bigger than my photo, so it creates a nice kind of like frame for it, and it'll make it pop out against the paper. So you can always, like, if you really wanted it to pop, you could double mat it. I thought this was purple, but it's gray, so I'm kind of sad. To really make it pop out. So I did that for this one photo, and I'm going to do it for this other one. And Allison can keep telling her life story.
Someone asked, has anyone compared you to Bernadette from The Big Bang Theory?
What?
You do kind of look like
never.
Bernadette from
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory.
No, I like her.
In that dress.
Yeah.
I like wearing
Someone else
fun
said,
Disney
how many
dresses.
Law and Order episodes are you on?
Several, yes. Yes. If you're an extra in New York, you've been on Law and Order. That's just pretty much a given. So I think I've done
She doesn't even know.
4 Law and Order episodes. I think 4. And there is one
Seems like
where
a
you can
good
genuinely see me. You can really see me. I'm there. The episode is called Responsible, and it's from Law and Order SVU. So at some point I can always show you a picture of that. But yes, it was a lot of fun. It was very, very difficult sometimes. Sometimes it was atrocious. You'd be sitting out in the rain for hours and hours and hours. And sometimes they would treat you to fabulous food, and you would take pictures with fun actors and stuff like that. So it was either like wonderful experience or it was just miserable. So it was very one or the other. But I mean, they call you right before, like the day before, and they're like, hi, can you show up at this place at this time tomorrow at like 5:30 in the morning? And you have to be like, okay. But once you get like a real full-time job, you can't really just drop everything anymore. So I had to stop doing that kind of stuff. But I did that for a couple years.
Someone said, Colleen, I love your shirt.
Thank you.
It is fun.
I made my husband go to Epcot the Friday before close. He was so mad. But I was like, I didn't get any festival merch, and I need it. So, like, I want to go because I don't know what's going to happen. And so this was the one of their. I think there's at least 2. So this was one of the Flower and Garden spirit jerseys. So it has orange bird. And then on the back.
Oh.
I like orange bird.
That is nice.
Mostly I like oranges. So I really wanted.
Someone asked if you got the bee sipper.
I got the bee, like Tervis cup, and I often have it during the day on the show. Not today because I actually went to Starbucks. But I usually make tea at home. Today we didn't have any breakfast food, so I was like, if I'm gonna go buy a pastry, I'm just gonna buy tea. So yeah, I got the bee Tervis that says "sweet as can be" or "sweet as a bee."
That's cute.
And I did get the pin.
And someone also said Disney husbands are the best.
Disney husbands are the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
They don't have a lot of choice from what I've heard.
There's that. He's not like super into Disney, but you know, he grows with it.
I'll show my page so far.
You wrote that down. Oh, look, Shannon.
Oh, it's so cute.
None of my mini. I'm gonna put some more stuff here, and then I got this little picture.
Shannon works at Amazing Pictures in Tomorrowland, and if you want to take a picture where you're like Belle in the ballroom, go visit Shannon at the Merchant of Venus.
Yes.
I've always wanted to do that. I like the Baymax one because we love Baymax, so we might actually go do that one day.
It's really good because then, well, I don't think Baymax signs stuff, but if you do one of our other pictures, you can always take the print to the character when you meet them, and then they can sign it.
Oh, yeah,
so,
I don't think, he doesn't sign anything.
No, I don't think he can hold a pen.
No.
But lots of princesses and stuff will do that.
You did that, Shannon, didn't you go and...
Yeah, I've met almost all the princesses and got them all to sign a big princess photo.
That's cute.
Oh yeah, Disney Desi reminded me they got rid of Baymax. I mean, they got rid of everything right now, but...
Yeah, there's nothing. So I decided I wanted to make a double mat for this picture because I don't know why not. Normally I would use a paper cutter because that cuts in a straight line, but I couldn't find my paper cutters because they're in a box. So I'm just using another piece of paper and a pencil to draw a straight line because I can't like cut in a straight line and I'd like lines to be straight. Obviously, you could use a ruler if you were like, you know, prepared.
Crazy.
You were like, oh, rulers.
We'll figure it out.
Mandy said Baymax has been furloughed.
Oh, Baymax!
Well,
I mean, I suppose. Baymax has been furloughed.
Trying to decide where to put some of these pictures on this page. At least he can collect unemployment. Yeah, I mean, if he can get through the unemployment website.
Did you get unemployment?
Baymax is a healthcare companion. He should be essential services.
Oh, that's so true.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have my double mat. So I'm going to glue these 2 pieces together, and then I will glue them on my page.
As a citizen of San Fran, Tokyo, is he eligible for unemployment? I mean, I guess in San Francisco.
I mean, also, he's a robot, so I don't think...
How dare you? What's everyone's favorite meal you've had since the distancing started? Any good takeout or homemade meals?
And he makes delicious food. I'm into it. He made us for St. Patrick's Day. He made Irish stew and biscuits.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty delicious. That was.
I was there for that. No, it wasn't.
What happened?
Was it?
She was saying that was the last time she saw me, but I gave you the yellow polo, and then you brought it back. That was the last time.
Okay, so I glued this down. So then for this other picture, I didn't leave enough space. I really wanted to use some purple paper, but I didn't have full-size purple paper. I had just like purple scraps. So like I save scraps of paper too. So if you didn't want to do like a full mat, you could just do like the corner. So that's what I'm gonna do for this one. I'm gonna be like, okay, it's gonna fit right there. So I'm gonna glue that purple piece of paper down.
Yeah, on mine I kind of did like a mat, but it's like lopsided with the picture.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
get dynamic.
Yes, that's why I like to have things like go off the page. So then this photo would go here. And don't be afraid to like have things overlap or have things go off the page. You know, I've had photos go off the page and cut off corners. You could have, you know, paper under your photo that, yeah, is at an angle and it doesn't line up perfectly. You know, you could put your photo on it like that if you want. I've created, like, if I wanted, you know, a full mat sort of like this, but with purple, I've done that with purple scraps before and just put a bunch of, like, little purple pieces to create a rectangle. So, all possible. Okay, so I've got my photo mats. I don't need my...
Courtney said, sometimes when I'm scrapbooking, I struggle to decide what part of a map or brochure is the most important part to show. What do you think? Or am I overthinking it?
So, I would first start with, like, what is the theme of your page? So if you're like, I'm going to do princesses, then I want Fantasyland to be visible. I normally just kind of want the map as it's a background sort of decoration, and normally I don't worry about like what part is showing. So like you can see like my photos mostly overlap the map, but you can see that it's a map. Like you see that the map is there, you get the feel, oh, that's a Magic Kingdom map.
And yeah, it depends on like, if you're using, you know, like the Halloween map for a Halloween party, you might want to see more of the map. Mm-hmm. Then you're just using a general Magic Kingdom map for a general scrapbook page.
You know, or if
then
you want to use like the front of the map,
matter.
That's smaller, and then you could have the image more visible. Or even, you know, you could use the list of rides if you wanted and like circle the rides you went on and, you know, be like, okay, let's see. We went on, you know, we visited Belle, and you could circle that and then like over top or, you know, above it, put like a photo of you and Belle. So it kind of depends on what I would think about, like what photos you're going to use. Or just use it as, you know, it's a decoration background image. The photos are what matters. Everything is to help emphasize your photos, is usually what I think. Like the photos are the focal point, and then, you know, whatever background is fun, to add that in. Move this stuff.
This is my folder of stickers. Ooh. And I've got some paper in there too, but I've got, you can see on this side is some very old Harry Potter stickers.
Orders.
Yeah. On the lid is 50s Primetime Diner sticker that is ripped in half because Colleen and I shared a meal.
We always split a meal at 50s Primetime Diner, and they'll rip the sticker in half because they're like, you didn't do it on your own. Okay, so I've got my map and I've got my two pictures. So now I'm gonna look in my folder of stuff. So now, you know, you could add something else. You could be like, what's in here? I don't even know.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Disney stickers like directly from the parks, so I was like, let me dive in.
Stickers.
I did get them from going to the midnight release of Deathly Hallows, yes. Courtney. Someone also named Shannon, what's up? Have you guys always lived in Florida? If not, why the move? It's a very complicated question.
I'll go first. Well, and this is half Shannon's story. So Shannon and I moved around our whole lives. For my dad's job, he works in television news. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee. Shannon was born outside Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think I've moved 14 times.
Wow.
So after we lived in Tennessee and then Minnesota, and then we moved to St. Petersburg, Florida when I was 8. Shannon was 2. That was the first time we lived in Florida. And then we moved to Arkansas, and then we moved to Virginia, and then we moved back to St. Petersburg, Florida. And then we moved back to Virginia. And then when I was in college, Shannon and my parents moved to South Florida. And after graduation, and then my wedding, my husband and I moved to Vero Beach, Florida. And then Shannon and my parents moved to Ohio, and then they moved to Atlanta. And
by this time, I was also going to college in Tallahassee.
Shannon was in college at that point. Shannon was like, every year of college, I live in a different state. And then my husband and I moved to St. Louis. And then we all moved to Maryland by like chance. We all moved to Maryland.
Not me.
Not really.
I was still in Florida.
Her stuff was in Maryland.
I've been in Florida since I went to college.
Yeah, Shannon went to school at FSU, and then after graduating, she got an internship at Disney and moved to Orlando. Like, literally, we were driving back to Maryland, and she got this phone call, and my dad's like, I wish we had known this and didn't drive back to Maryland only to have to turn around.
Oh.
Someone asked, did Frozen 2 push Shannon to move out of state? No. And Colleen is very insistent that we already did Frozen 2. Yeah, we're in the Frozen 3 stage.
We've lived apart enough, and so now we live in the same state, and we should stick with that. Not that I can see her. So then my husband got a job. He's a professor at UCF, and I moved here. We moved into our house on July 31st of this year.
Which is the day after my birthday.
Day after Shannon's birthday. So that's why I now live in Florida. Shannon works in Tomorrowland.
Melon and the Mouse, I graduated FSU 2016, so we were probably there around the same time, which is pretty crazy.
It's like 30,000 other people.
Well, yeah. Allison, what's your story?
Yeah.
I lived in Staten Island my entire life, and then I started dating my husband Lucas, who lived in New Jersey, so it kind of like lived with him like halvesies for a little bit, and then we were going to get married here in Disney World on property, and then we were like, you know what, we kind of want to move down here for a couple of reasons. One is because he was offered a job he's a stained glass artist, so he was offered a job at a reputable stained glass studio down here, and it's always been my dream to become an interpreter for the Disney theme parks. So that's one of the reasons why we were like, hey, we'd really like to start our careers down here. So I just recently became an interpreter, so I'm very excited about that. So eventually I'm going to work my way up and become an interpreter for the theme parks. I think that would be just a really beautiful, magical job. You know, I've always, you want to be Belle. Well, I can't necessarily be Belle, but I can become Belle in my interpreting for the Beauty and the Beast stage show, which would be a really, really neat way to kind of be Disney and still use my sign language, which is really one of the best things that I could do, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so
I love sign language.
I've got my photos and my map, so now you get to I want to decorate my page. So, I gave examples of decorations you could use, but there's tons. So here's some stickers. If you get sometimes scrapbooking kits, they'll come with these borders that are so these are actually some Disney borders that I had. This is washi tape, which is like a pattern tape. You can buy this at Target. This is my box of stuff. So stamps. I've got stamps and ink. You know, there's stamps with flowers. I found this stamp says celebrate on it. Like stamps that say happy birthday. I started getting stamps that said like happy birthday and stuff because, or else I was constantly buying happy birthday stickers. Like holidays you're always going through and it's like, well, I'm just gonna buy a stamp. I love buttons. So like, yeah, you can put buttons on clothes, but you know what? You can put buttons on like for scrapbook.
Oh, that's a cute idea.
Something that's like relatively flat, but like a little collage of buttons can be really cute. So like here I have like these are decorative buttons that are obviously like for scrapbooking and I bought somewhere. But then a lot of these are just like buttons, like those extra buttons that come off things. I don't throw anything away. So I think I'm gonna pull out some buttons because I want to use buttons to make like a Mickey head or something.
Huh.
There's a purple.
Trying to find some more stickers I like. Someone said, I would love to move to Florida, but the heat and bugs really scare me off. Would you guys say those are still big factors, or does being by your happy place make it all worth it?
So I hate the cold, like a lot. Which is funny because I lived in Minnesota for a year. But I hate being
I
cold.
was born in the cold.
And I was born in the cold.
Okay.
I was born in Nashville, Tennessee, and we lived there 8 weeks, so I got nothing. So I hate the cold, so it was like, I don't want to be there. Not that I like the heat. I mean, it's like 90 degrees outside, and that is kind of ridiculous for, I guess it's April, so like that's okay. But I mean, I always wanted to, I guess, we moved all over the country, and Florida was always my favorite place. I think like that's where I enjoyed like the school the best. That's where like I had made, you know, the best friends. So, and Disney World is here. So this is always where I wanted to live. I never imagined living in Orlando. I think because like we never had. We always lived closer to the coast. But like I really encouraged when we were looking for jobs senior year of college, I really encouraged my husband to like apply for jobs in Florida, and he got one. And then he jokes that like I must have been like whispering in his ear while he was sleeping to get a job. So and now we're here, and it's funny because he hates the heat. He's like seasons, and I'm like, you can visit seasons. I don't know what your problem is. But we moved here because of him and his job, and hopefully he'll get tenure and we'll live here forever. Bugs, I'm like, I don't know, there are bugs everywhere, whatever, they're bugs. As long as like a snake doesn't show up and an alligator doesn't eat my dog, I'm really okay. Although it was hysterical, the first time my in-laws came to visit us in Vero Beach, and they're like, what are these weird two-headed bugs? And we're like, those are two bugs, and they're in love. They're called love
And they're called love bugs.
And they're like, oh. Like, yeah.
Love bug season, love bug season last year was like terrible. Like the worst ever. It was just like cars covered in love bugs. But love bugs don't hurt you. They're just annoying.
Well, like if you're eating outside, they'll go in your drink and stuff, but
don't eat outside.
Yeah. I took my friend to a restaurant on the beach. But it was like love bug season. We have like coasters over top of our drinks.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going through. So then I have more stuff in here. I have like tickets.
That's a really good.
Which are another really good thing, and are often something like you just go somewhere and they give you a ticket like this. Because you never know. And like Disney, like, okay, so you don't get tickets, but it kind of has that feeling of tickets. I might use some tickets actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. I have tons of stuff in here. I hoard stuff. This is all like stuff.
When there was paper fast passes, those were really good to
Yeah,
use.
I don't even think I have any paper fast passes, but like, yeah, paper fast passes are good.
So if you're a Disneyland person.
twine.
They still have paper fast passes.
Ooh, what's
so.
in here? Okay.
I think I'm pretty much done because
Huh?
I think I'm pretty much done.
You went too
I'm
fast.
gonna show mine. Well, I just mostly had a lot of pictures, so it was very easy.
Okay, so my. Okay.
So I've got the front of my birthday card with Minnie, and then a couple stickers, and then pictures, and then lots more pictures and more stickers,
Okay,
and I drew a bit, yeah.
Cool.
So
my other my last section of my box is like paper punches. If you have like colored paper and you want to punch out, I have this flower, I have a star, and then this is like trim. You can like go around depending on this pattern. So those are different decorative elements that you can use. Anything that's
our
flat.
mom is in the chat.
Oh, look, she's watching us. Hi, Mom.
Our mom said go online and find a picture of a fast pass and print it.
That's also true.
That's a good idea, actually.
Mom. I mean, sometimes you still will get paper fast passes if you know, something goes wrong. They'll be like, here, just take a whole bunch of fast passes.
It does happen. I'm gonna use some tickets.
Mom says hi.
Hi, Mom.
So silly.
I'm gonna pull off like 3 tickets. So I've got some tickets. I pulled out some buttons. I like using washi tape. I don't think I have princess stickers. It's kind of going princess themed here. I have a bunch of like Disney stickers. Oh, I have some Peter Pan stickers. Interesting. More Minnie and Mickey. And you know, obviously, like, you know, I have a bunch of Disney. Oh, hey, Shannon, look, I found
Oh.
You know, I have a bunch of Disney
50s
stickers,
prime
but
time.
like, you could just use vacation themed stickers. You know, you went on a trip, or you know, summer themed stickers. Really, you could use it any time of year.
Yeah, I love these. These, like, they kind of are a little bit of a 3-dimensional kind of sticker. And I got, hold on,
yeah.
this is all stuff. And then these two.
Yeah, just Florida stickers.
I love these. Also, I've been using, I don't have a glue stick, but I do have glue dots that I've been using. So they're just little tiny sticky dots on here, on this little roll, and then you just kind of, they're very, very tiny. They're like the size of a head of a pin, and I've been using that instead of the glue stick. I also have tacky glue, but I don't think that that's necessarily necessary for what we're doing right now.
I don't know if this glue stick is gonna hold this button, but I'm gonna try it. This is the kind of thing where like glue dots would be better. I'm gonna try.
I'm going to start on another page.
Okay.
So.
There, I put some tickets down. I made a little Mickey hat out of buttons. Why not buttons? I love buttons. So then I really like using washi tape, which comes in like all different patterns and stuff. You know, some of them say things like this says vacation time on it. And you could do, you know, oh, I want to put a border all the way across, or you could just like be like, I just want to go across the corner, which is what I want to do. So I want to make sure. Like,
yeah, I love using washi tape as a border, because then like you probably still want to put some glue or tape underneath the thing, because washi tape isn't like the strongest tape in the world, but it does help hold the picture down, and it frames it very nicely.
You know, if you didn't want to put like a piece of paper under your picture, you could use washi tape. You know, if you want more like a smash book kind of look, you know, and it's ripped, and you put it like over the corners. So I put some washi tape here. I'm just gonna fold it over the edges. vacation time. I think I just want like a pattern maybe now. Look, I found, no, I don't want that. I need a warm color. I like doing, so like, it's, you know, there's an artist thing, I don't know. Like warm colors, cool colors, and trying to like balance colors and stuff. You can really do whatever you want.
I found more pictures.
Oh.
Yes, we are scrapbooking. Person who
scrapbooking.
just joined.
Scrapbook with us. Scrapbook later. Just watch us. Whatever you want. If you do scrapbook now, later, whatever. Send me a picture at Colleen, Colleen, at WDWNT.com. If you made ears based on the ears we made a week and a half ago, send me a picture of that. That's cool. I'll show them on air. So I used some washi tape, but just like put it here in the corner. Got a button. Got some tickets. So another thing that I like, and you can buy things like this, or you can make things like this. It's like little sort of like notepad-y things. And then you could write in like what you did that day or where you went. So I'm gonna flip through here and see if there's one that I want to use. Goes with my colors.
I like to do sometimes if I have something that's like double-sided that I want to be able to look at both sides, I'll put like a piece of tape. I did it on here. Like at the top, and then I can flip it. So if you have something like that where you're like, oh, I don't really want to miss out on one side of this, then you can flip it, and then you can hide something underneath.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, so I pulled out this little memo-y section, but it's bigger than I want, so I'm actually going to cut it down. I don't want it to be that big.
Someone asked, Mandy asked, Colleen, how are you with decorating spaces? For example, a themed office.
So,
well, look at the wall behind her.
I love the idea of like themed offices and stuff. I'm really messy at home. So like, it's not right now because I'm not unpacked. But sometimes like you can't walk in my office because I'm bad at putting these away. And so it's just like a craft explosion. But I made in our house, I'm working on, because now I'm not allowed to buy anything, a Harry Potter themed guest bathroom. Because I found like the shower curtain and it was on sale.
Oh.
So it's like a Quidditch shower curtain, and then it's like winged keys, or no, is it snitches? Something with wings. Is it snitches or winged keys, Shannon?
I think it's keys.
Yeah, I think it's the keys. So that's like the bath mat. And then I got like a cauldron cup to be, you know, the cup. And then I bought at a thrift store a, like, no, it's not a fish bowl, but like a punch bowl, candy bowl, kind of like glass thing. And I got a decal that says, you know, wizards welcome, muggles tolerated. I put that on it. And then I filled it with like travel-sized toiletries. If you have a guest and they can be like, oh, toothpaste. And then I got like a Hogwarts towel, and I need to hang things on the walls. And there's things like I've saved on Etsy that like I want to buy or make on my own to hang on the walls. I like somebody made the page that Hermione tears from the book that like is the basilisk definition. And I thought that was cool. I'd like to get a decal that has the Mirror of Erzed saying on it to put on the mirror. Yeah. Normally, Rob is against themed rooms. I just kind of did this without his permission.
Well, it's the guest bathroom,
Yeah, so I was
know.
like, he doesn't have to use it. He's fine. Our bedroom is like purple and gray. Now, like, our bedspread does have a snitch on it. I just buy things and don't tell him. But it's like relatively subtle, so like he's okay. We talked about making the kitchen ratatouille, but there's not a lot of ratatouille stuff out there. So we got a couple.
You have to go for Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah, he didn't like that stuff because it had a date on it, and I don't know why having the year on it put him off, but it did. but I don't cook. Rob cooks, so like it was like whatever he wants.
We want to have our rooms themed, but not like heavily themed. So our bedroom is Ravenclaw themed, like Harry Potter,
Nice.
but Ravenclaw specifically.
Are you a
But it's not
Ravenclaw,
super.
Allison?
Yes, so I'm a Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw power.
My husband.
Yes.
I love being Ravenclaw. So funny thing, I always like all those like fan made quizzes would always be like Ravenclaw, Ravenclaw, and I always felt very Ravenclaw. But when I took the official J.K. Rowling Pottermore quiz, it put me in Gryffindor. So
Isn't that what happened to you, Shannon?
Me too.
No way.
And I was like, no.
I got Slytherin the first time, and then I did think about it, and it was like, okay. I was so concerned about the results of this quiz that I just answered the questions very like, this feels like the Ravenclaw answer. So I did it again, and it was like, okay, you just need to answer honestly. And then I got Ravenclaw. And my husband, who's a Hufflepuff, and he got it, and he got Gryffindor, which would definitely be like his secondary house. Like if he wasn't a Hufflepuff, he'd be Gryffindor. And then, you know, he was really sad, which was kind of cute. And then it was like, okay, answer honestly. Like there's a question where it's like, there's a troll, you know, and it's like, would you fight it? Would you work as a group to fight it? Would you like try to find a way around it? And I'm like, you're a boy. So you want to be like, I would fight the troll. I'm like, but that's not what you would do in real life. You wouldn't fight the troll on your own. You'd be like, hey, as a group, let's figure out a way to fight the troll. So if you answer like that as like, okay, this is what I'd actually do. Not like, I'm taking a personality quiz and want to seem cool. And then he got home. But Shannon and I, you know, owned everything Ravenclaw. I got Slytherin and then like put on my Ravenclaw robes and like pouted.
Yeah, just moped around the house.
But in the story, the Sorting Hat takes your desires into account.
Exactly.
And I think it's not just like traits that you have, it's traits that you value. And, you know, I'll tell people, I could do a whole show on this, but we have a Disney.
I was going to say.
I have done a whole show on this, actually. Shannon and I used to have a podcast, and I did an entire episode about sorting. I will tell people, I'm like, what were you like when you were 11? Because, like, you're different now. You know, you grow as a person. So, like, when you were 11, what was important to you? When I was 11, I went to the library every day at lunch.
The most important thing to me was being smarter than everyone else.
You know, that's what mattered to me, was like reading and learning. And so I'm like, I, you know, was a Ravenclaw. As an adult, you know, friendship and like loyalty have become more important as, you know, you grow and what's, you know, important to you changes. So I'll be like, what was important to you when you were 11? When I was 11, what was important to me was reading. End of list.
But yeah, it's not like our room is not like, you know, you don't see like Harry Potter posters on the wall or anything like that.
Right.
It's, you know, we're taking the colors, like the kind of like the movie colors, so the blue and the silver, and we're just kind of using those colors as our color scheme, and then we're putting small Harry Potter touches. Like we have a Harry Potter pillow that we throw on the bed. We have a very, I don't know, it's about that big, a mirror of Erised, like something like that. And we have like a couple of wands, and then we have the like a Ravenclaw crest that we're gonna put up at some point, but not much more than that. It's not gonna be very heavily themed. You know, our living room is kind of vaguely Tomorrowland themed, but not heavily Tomorrowland themed. It's more like a mid-century modern with some Tomorrowland like pictures on the wall, that kind of stuff. So just very subtle.
Cool.
So that's us.
I just found some more stickers, so I'm gonna put some more stickers on here. So I've got my little like memo section where I could be like, today we did this and we met this princess. And I've got some washi tape and my buttons, and there's where my photo will go. And so now it's just like decorating. So like you could stop here. Like this could be it. Like I want to do something kind of minimalist, or you could just keep covering it with stickers. I go overboard sometimes and I'll be like, oh my God, I put way too many stickers on here. But, you know, I found these black stickers that I don't know where they came from.
Are they Mickey heads?
I will buy, like, you'll find sometimes you can get, like, a kit that come with, like, stickers and borders and paper, you know, everything comes together. So I'm sure that's where this came from. So I found this cool, like a carousel horse.
Oh.
I thought was cute. So I'm going to put that up here.
I finished my page.
Show us your page. Cute.
It's my page. It's very hard to see. I wrote down on the bottom, like what the theme of the page is. There it is.
Yeah. That's cute.
I like this little sticker because it's a little toiletry bag. And it has like a little toothbrush in there. I love that one. And then I have my little camera next to when we got all the PhotoPass stuff happening, and when I still took Disney like vacations, like that was a vacation. Now I just live here, so I don't know if that's really counts as a vacation anymore. So yeah, that's my little I became an annual pass holder page.
Cool.
Love that.
I saw a sticker I want to use. Now I gotta find it.
I covered another page with wallet-sized photos from work and nothing else because I have so many.
That's cute.
Wow.
And I have this sticker that says Main Street. Although now, you know, so sometimes, like, if you look and it's like, okay, if I put this sticker over this map, you're not going to be able to read it. So I'm going to put it back on this page. I think I'm going to get out my stamps. I have two, like, flower stamps. I'm going to use this Celebrate stamp. I packed pink ink, which wasn't obviously a good idea. Well, that was obviously, I did silver. Well, I'll do that again.
That's very cute. I love that I was able to do this finally. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
To this, Colleen.
Thanks for joining us.
Now you've gotten it started, so
love it.
Keep going.
I'm so happy with it.
See, now I've done these like 3 random pages in the middle of this Smashbook, so I have to do the rest of the Smashbook.
Yeah. So now I think maybe this ink is dry, so this isn't gonna work, but I'm trying. Nope. Okay. So much for that.
Well,
let's try this one. Oh, that looks like it'll work. There, it's a little flower. I don't know why not.
there are flowers at Disney.
Yeah, I'm going like princessy. Okay, so this ink is like in this thing, and I'm like, how do I get to it?
So yeah, Smashbooks are fun because they have stuff already like on the pages. So like this one, which I haven't decorated, has like a little, I can't see myself, little like remember to, and I like this, and then you can put things around it. So the page that I did, the bigger page I did, it says like splendiferous at the top. And then it says, yes, it's a word, but don't look it up. It's kind of a made-up word, but a good made-up word nonetheless. And I was like, that's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, so it's good for a Disney page.
That's cute. What is next to the birthday card?
Huh?
In the top right corner?
Oh, this is this is the what's
Coco.
it called? The ofrenda from Coco, which is not a picture that you can get at our store. We made it, and all the pictures are people who quit. So it was to commemorate our fallen friends.
So I put some stamps. I don't like them, so I'm gonna find something to cover them up.
Oh no.
You know, which happens. So, like, you put something down and you're like, I don't like how that looks. You know, stickers, maybe you can peel it up, whatever, but it's like, it's stamps. And I'm like, I don't like how that looks. So I'm going to find something to cover it because I don't like it. So let's see. What's in here?
Smashbooks also have pages with just like lined papers. So if you want to, you know, write a little thing about the page opposite it, you can do that.
Taking a look at the chat.
My mom said you can journal. Yes, you can journal in the Smashbook.
Yep. I mean, you can use a Smashbook for anything. It's like a fancy notebook.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay. I'm gonna find a ticket. Here we go. Here's a mini ticket. So I'm gonna use this mini ticket to cover up these stamps I don't like. That'll be great. That's perfect.
Smashbooks also come with a glue stick / pen, which is kind of nice.
That's true. The glue sticks are great, but
yeah, I was gonna show. This is a Smashbook that I completed for my first year of college. Look, there's Colleen and also the rest of our family. So, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna take this ticket. I'm gonna put glue on it. And hopefully that will hold it down.
Someone said Shannon is actually sponsored by Smashbook. I wish. I wish I was sponsored by anyone.
He is sponsored by Wi-Fi.
Oh, here's this is a good one. Here's a Disney page I did. So we stayed at Art of Animation, so I've got like the Art of Animation map, but I stapled it at the top so you can lift it up, and then I've got pictures underneath of Art of Animation. And then
That's so cute.
on the opposite side, I've got a Disney's Magical Express ticket, a couple more pictures. None of my pictures in here are on photo paper because I didn't have photo paper. They're all on regular paper. So, Eric Morton gave us $2 and said, "Great work, guys."
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Look, it's at the hour, so here we go. If you would like to, if you enjoy the content that we're giving you and you'd like to support WDWNT, join Patreon and become a WIGS member. Ooh, I bet there's a graphic. Graphic. Oh, man. There's so many graphics. That's not it. Gotta be one. Here we go. Unlock even more WDWNT. Become a Patreon. Patreon.com/WDWNT. And you get access to all sorts of extras, like the post shows, or Jason's like uploading cool things. And you should do that. If you don't want to join Patreon, you can donate via this thing, YouTube, using the super chat. And we appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Okay, so
Here's
look,
a page where I had fast passes.
Oh, I love that.
So I have my spot for my 2 pictures. I used a Magic Kingdom map. I put this ticket here. Got a little spot. You can write down what you did. I don't know how I feel about this empty space, but I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I did not take pictures.
No, I like it.
Because I have to write a post. Because I'll make it
Every time.
hard to like do it and take pictures.
I've gotten here like my hospital bracelet from when I got the stomach flu.
Oh no.
I've not looked in here in a while. It's very funny.
I have a whole bunch of stuff that I could like scrapbook that's like in here. See, this is 2.5 years of me saying I'll scrapbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do anything.
I've got like movie tickets and cutouts of movies I saw at the school theater. I've actually got that going for like 5 pages. So.
We like paper products just as much as Tom, which is not afraid to like put glue on them.
Yeah.
Because what use are they to me just like sitting in a box? I'd rather like glue it here and it, becomes. Oh, I love that
can't really
sticker.
see it.
Minnie and Mickey
It's so
watching
cute.
fireworks. That's just adorable.
Yeah,
sticker.
it's kind of hard to kind of see.
That's really
because
cute.
this little
Yeah.
I
thing
made a
blocking
thing
it.
once, so I used a deck of cards, and it was 52 reasons why I love you. And so on each card,
that's
I wrote
cute.
a reason why I loved my husband, and one of them had one page I remember using that sticker. And it's adorable. That's awesome. So yeah, so that's scrapbooking. So you know, it's really just glue stuff down. Like, you don't even have to have pictures if you don't want pictures. You could just have like a collage of things you've saved. Like Shannon has, you know, all this, the collage of movie tickets.
Yeah, that's what honestly, like, a lot of that school book is. It's just like random paper products, not even pictures.
So, you know, I have my space for photos. I have a space for you to like write down what you did. Like, oh, there's a Disney ticket. Oh, there's a map. I don't usually, so like I save like annual pass tickets, you know, any ticket. Like if you go to a special event, you know, you get like a physical ticket a lot of the time. And I save
or
those.
a wristband.
Or a wristband. That's true. Save your wristband. So I always save those. So like I don't know, you know, this ticket maybe didn't go with like the trip that I'm scrapbooking, but that doesn't matter. Like it's just, you know, representing I went to Disney World. So I don't care if this map and this ticket are from different years, and then the photos are from totally different years. You know, that's, I'm not gonna be looking at that like in 10 years. You're not gonna look at it and be like, I think that ticket is from 2015, and this map is from 2013, and this photos are from 2017. You're gonna look and be like, oh, we went to Disney and it was fun, and we went to Magic Kingdom, and you know, we met princesses or whatever.
Yeah. If you know, and if you like really want to remember the year, the date, you can just like write that on.
Yeah, write it down.
You can get like stencils and
you can get some fun pens and markers and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can just, you know, write with markers. So like I don't like my handwriting, so like I would probably print it out on the computer, you know, but do like a fun font or something. I have this stamp that has dates on it. You can, you know, it's one of those like roll things, and you put in the date, and then you could stamp it. You know, I have my little spot for writing down. So like I kind of envision this as like, oh, you know, here's us in front of the castle, and here's like we met Cinderella, and so it'll be like 2015 Magic Kingdom, we met Cinderella, we ate at Liberty Tree Tavern, we saw the parade. Yeah.
Eric said that his show tomorrow is going to be the map game for 3 hours straight.
No.
That's not true. Tom wouldn't allow it.
I mean, honestly, Tom has no idea what we're all going to do on our little shows that he's not on.
It's true.
And a part of him doesn't care as long as he doesn't have to come do it. So
if you want to do the map game, good luck. The Real Jolly Roger asked, when will we get more Picky Eaters videos? When the park reopens.
Yeah. We loved making Picky Eaters. Like, it was a lot of fun. And we had reservations to do the next one. But, you know, the park... But
the park closed like 2 days before that.
Yeah, it was on St. Patrick's Day. We were going to go eat in Mexico. So once the parks reopen, they'll probably be empty. So it'll be really easy, and we'll go to a restaurant and we'll be picky. I mean, it's easy.
Have you ever thought of combining? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just like, I can guarantee we'll be picky.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you could combine, what if you combine Picky Eaters with the Strange Food segment, where Tom and Nick and everybody eats like a very different food that can be found in the Mitsukashi store from Japan. And they could blindfold you and then feed you a chip.
We'll do a crossover.
So one time, Tom was out of town. We were doing the show without him, which has varying degrees of success. And
the first show I went to didn't have Tom, and I was like, is it always like this?
So it was like Nick and Nathan and Pete. And they were supposed to do Weird World Showcase food. And Pete comes in with a pizza from like Blaze Pizza.
Oh, I did see this.
He keeps saying that it's from the Italy Pavilion, and then he went to Blaze. Italy Pavilion was out of pizza boxes, and then they went to Blaze, and he got a pizza. This whole story worked out. And I was even, at first, before I figured out that, you know, this was all fake, I was like, you just went and got pizza? And then I was like, oh, you didn't even go to a park. I can't leave you guys alone.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah,
they really played into the bit.
We have it on the schedule for like next week. We won't be doing that.
Well,
No.
Eventually, we're not gonna have a monologue. I don't. Nothing. I can only hope.
The monologue will just be Tom saying, "I don't know when the parks will reopen."
No, when the parks will open. Don't know. I don't know. There,
We hope,
Scrapbook
you
page.
know.
I think I'll probably make another one to take photos of because I forgot, and I gotta write a post to make Jessica happy.
I gotta finish the post that I started writing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
Me too.
I got some other posts planned that may be all right. I'm not as good of a writer as Shannon. I sent you something and you didn't give me notes.
No, I didn't.
But it's too late. I'm not doing it that anymore. So.
Okay.
I was gonna write an article on Disney Bounding,
but I was busy.
But then Leslie Kay, who created Disney Bounding, she wrote a book, and it comes out in a couple days. So I just ordered that, and I'm gonna review the book. I figured that is sort of like what I was gonna do. And
that sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Eventually, I might write a post about my cousin's wedding. But Shannon, I need help.
I will help. I just gotta do other stuff first.
Like, you're not doing anything. You don't have a job.
I gotta write the other articles that I pitched.
Okay. Hey, do you want to do the Pixar animation countdown?
Yes.
I figured, I was like, he's like, we're going to rate the Pixar movies. And I was like, Shannon did like an entire 2-part series on that, right? And he's like, I still do it. Cars is the best.
I have very divisive opinions, so it's okay. When is that?
Monday? I think it's Monday. Tom has very divisive opinions. Morning? Tom's favorite Disney movie is Cars. Like, the man's taste is
it really?
Yeah.
I just can't.
Like, look at that. I'm like, I can't do it. Favorite, Cars.
Cars is fine.
I mean, Cars is fine, but like, Cars?
My favorite line in Cars is when Mater comes up to Lightning McQueen and is like, "This might be a bad time, but you owe me $32,000 in legal fees."
I think Cars is better.
It's actually really good.
But we scrapbooked.
We did.
So if
this is
you
my
make
first
a
time.
Page, send me a picture. I'd love to see it. If you made ears when we made ears, send me a picture of that. And I'll show them on air. Be like, look, people made things. If you have something that you're like, I would like to make this next, send me an email about that too, because I think we're going to do this for probably at least another month. So I'm sure we'll make something else. In my scrapbook store, I also do jewelry and wreaths. Those are just slightly more complicated, so I didn't know if that's something that people would be interested in. That would probably be more difficult to do with me because it just requires bigger supplies and stuff. But if you guys,
it'd also be more difficult to get supplies.
Yeah, if that was just something people were interested in learning, not that you want to do it at the same time, but you want to see how to do it, and then you can do it later when we can go outside.
Someone said, "Let's do it."
Yeah, so wreaths, jewelry. I mean, if there's something else that you're like, I would love to learn how to make this. Not something really complicated, guys. Come on. But send me an email. Let me know what you'd be interested in, because we could do that. I own a lot of stuff. So, I'm ready for most things.
What other things do you like? You make jewelry, bracelets. Do you sew?
I can sew.
What other kinds of?
Here's a question for you. So I was asked if I could do a mask tutorial. Is that something people would be interested in? Face mask tutorial. I'm going to sew ones, but I could probably do, some sort of tutorial that doesn't involve sewing, or I could do one with sew. I mean, I could do both. So if that's something that people would be interested in, let me know. I thought that maybe that'd be depressing. I could just
and there are quite a few tutorials out there.
I could do a post about it, with instructions instead of doing a show. So if people are interested in that, shoot me an email and let me know. Let me know what you want to make. Let me know if you make stuff.
I was going to say you should just do one where you're not even showing how to make, but like just bring in costumes that you've made and being like, this is what I did.
We could do that. If people would be interested in like costumes, I mean, I could do a cosplay panel show, whatever we're doing right now. If that's something people would be interested in, I could do that. We could do like tips and tricks for cosplay. I have like Disney cosplays to show, so that can be Disney related. But let me know what you guys are interested in. We're here to entertain you. I mean, also to entertain
Colleen's
you.
cosplay corner, someone said.
Colleen's cosplay corner.
We could send in our own.
Yeah,
that would be good.
I think Eric was doing something where he was collecting cosplays.
That's right.
I don't know what happened, but I mean, you could send me cosplays too. I could talk to Eric. Maybe we could do something together. Someone last night wanted to learn how to make puppets. If that's something, we could do a sock puppet tutorial. My sock puppets are like not good, but we could make sock puppets. I mean, sock puppets are pretty easy, and you could do with probably stuff you have at home. So maybe we'll just do sock puppets next time. But basically, email me your thoughts. Colleen at WDWNT.com. Colleen at WDWNT. 2 L's, 2 E's. Yeah. We made Scrapbook pages. I'm going to show... I keep reaching for the wrong mouse. I got so many computers. In case you're interested, because I know people asked last time, this is the website for my Etsy shop, where I have scrapbooks, jewelry. Breeze isn't on there. Duct tape. Would people want to learn how to make duct tape wallets? That's not really Disney related. I mean, we could draw Mickey Mouse on it, but like, that's the thing that I do. The other thing I wanted to share, this is just self-promotion at this point. If you liked Snow and you would like to follow Snow on Instagram, Butters gets like his own show now, or her own show. So I was like, I'm gonna show Snow. So you can follow Snow on Instagram.
Yes. We love Snow.
That's Snow. She's adorable.
I miss Snow. You bring Snow back to the studio and I'll come see you.
Guys, Snow thought the studio was Superboy. He was like, when are we gonna leave? And I don't want to be on camera. I just don't care about
Yeah, she couldn't stay in one place.
She's like, I'm gonna move around. Can we leave? This is Superboy.
She really wanted to go in the other room.
She did. We didn't let her in the actual like office, trying to keep her where we could see her, and the office has like stuff on the floor.
She probably thought that there might be people in there.
She knows all about people.
Because she saw me in there first, so then she was like, okay, people go in that room. Might be more people.
Like, loves this whole, like, Rob is home with her all day. She's super annoying, apparently, and he's getting real tired of it. Because she's constantly like, hey, let me outside. Let's play ball right now.
It's not used to her dad being home all day, so she just thinks he's there to play with her.
Yeah, I mean, I think she thinks why he exists. But it's funny, because she's, like, assigned us roles. Like, Rob exists for playing. So, like, if I throw the ball, she looks at me like I'm insane. Like, what are you doing, Mom? I don't want to play ball with you. Like, that's ridiculous. She'll, like, go get it and then, like, go find Rob. Like, Dad is for playing. I am for, like, comfort and, like, sleeping. Like, Mom's home, great. We're gonna, like, sit on the couch and take a nap. Or, like, watch. Like, she'll sit on the couch with me and we'll, like, do nothing. Or, like, there's a thunderstorm.
Does she see one of you as the food person?
Well, we both feed her, so I think
any person is a food person.
Can feed her. Food is just food. But I'm like for comfort, and Rob is for play. And that
people like the idea of sock puppets. Courtney specifically suggested, can we have a craft your own Tom Corliss puppet before the roast?
Huh.
I don't know if I can get that in before the roast, unless we do it like that day. But maybe.
I mean,
we could. So like, there's sock puppets, and I mean, then there are the puppets that I've made to be like Tom and Bob Chapek, which are really not complicated. But we could do that. I could probably just schedule it without telling Tom. He wouldn't know. So sure. Wait, we can do sock puppet next. We can do make your own Tom Corliss puppet so everybody can have one during the roast and you can set it on fire. I don't know.
Oh no.
But sure, we can do that. We can do sock puppets. Sock puppets are pretty easy. You could probably make the Tom Corliss puppet without buying anything, as long as you're willing to like sacrifice a sock. And you have a print.
Everybody's got like one sock that's just kind of floating around that they're just not going to use anymore because you just can't find the other one.
We
just need glue, socks.
Someone said, do you make marionettes?
No. Eric, though, makes puppets like real puppets. So maybe we could have Eric on too, and he could show us like nicer puppets.
Yeah.
He and I were gonna have like a puppet making day to make more puppets, and it just never happened. I have a whole I bought like a whole pack of socks to make more puppets, and then it just hasn't happened. And googly eyes and stuff. So puppets. The people have spoken.
Yeah. The people want puppets.
Puppets. We live to serve you. Whatever makes you happy. And also to annoy Tom. So if making Tom puppets you find annoying, awesome. Puppets. Cool, we can do puppets. Yeah. Anybody else have questions or anything? Park map coasters? Yeah, park map coasters are pretty easy.
It's pretty cool.
Is there a good Tom picture somewhere to use? So like when I'm in my Tom puppet, I just Googled Tom Corliss and went to images and picked a picture where it was like straight on. I think he's actually wearing sunglasses, but it was like the one that I thought was the best that was like a straight on image of his head and was a high enough resolution. Like I didn't want it to be too small so that I could cut it out.
Was that the one that's on the core bucks?
Maybe. I don't know what core bucks look like. I guess actually I'm in the room with them. I could get them. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, so I just Googled and I found a picture and it was like, oh, Tom was like, I hate that picture. And I'm like, oh, well, that's even better, man. So yeah, I just Googled and looked for picture. Here's my secret, guys. So like the puppet show props, I just Google something, print it out, cut it out, and if I think we'll use it again, I glue it on cardboard. And if we're not,
Mandy said, "You don't know what core bucks look like? Isn't that how you get paid?"
Jason asked me once if I wanted to be paid in core bucks, and I was like, no. I just wanted to take the Kate Spade bag out of the closet. I didn't. No,
I purposefully don't look at what's on the prize wall because I know then I'll want it.
You can't have core bucks,
and then,
so.
Yeah.
I still have core bucks. I haven't used any of my core bucks from all the contests that I've won when I was still an audience member.
Well, you're not getting
I
any
technically
more.
still have them.
So.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting any more, but I still have them.
We got lots of cool stuff on the prize wall. You should check out the prize wall, people. I mean, there's stuff I want to steal, but I wouldn't because that's wrong. And then I have a bunch of stuff that I'm probably going to photograph next week, and we can hopefully get that stuff added.
You can honestly just Google like WDWNT prize wall to find it.
Yeah.
You're like, where do I find it? It's just.
I think it's the actual website. Right, correct mouse.
They did just add a bunch, Courtney. Yeah, I think literally like a day or two ago.
Yeah, like yesterday. So it's my.wdwnt.com. And then you click on prize wall. And yeah, we just added a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna go. Let me look at it. So we added some Tokyo ears, a wishable. Someone favorited my Etsy shop. Thank you.
Yeah.
Keychains, some like Shanghai.
So you get core bucks by playing in games, but you can also get core bucks by becoming a WIGS member.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You get core bucks in the WIGS program. I'm not sure. I don't honestly remember like the tiers. But if you play a game or enter a contest, like if you did the pre-show contest, or our next contest is do a nighttime show, so make fake fireworks. However that. You can win core bucks doing that. Yeah, and wigs. And you know, some people like you can bank your core bucks. Let's see, there's some Funko Pops, a lot of Soren stuff from like Soren in Tokyo, a couple pairs of ears, some buttons. Walt Disney World
this is
New Year's
basically
2020 hat, noisemaker.
It's crazy.
Those are mine.
It's basically the only way to get Parks merchandise right now. So.
That's true. That's true. It's Parks merchandise, but Parks from like all over the world. So yeah, there's tons of stuff. It's a treasure trove of stuff. Different dollars. Chapek versus Tom Puppet deathmatch. That would be fun. He was so mad when I made the. I'm like, look, it's you! When he's like, why? I'm like, it's great.
You just pop up in the middle of the roast with both puppets, or like
I should.
It's so perfect.
Maybe Bob Chapek puppet should be at the roast.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta throw that in. Except that would involve Tom basically having to roast himself because he does the voice. That'd be fine. He'd do.
Is there anybody else that can do the voice?
I don't know. I mean, Tom's the one that does the voice.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that would be funny.
No, you should have the Colleen puppet in the roast.
I don't even know how I came up with that voice. It was just like, we're doing this.
I've done a lot of research about Tom on behalf of Bob.
Of social media, you mentioned Tom Corliss. Sir, we did a puppet show last night on News Tonight. You should go watch it. It was an interesting puppet show of just 2 characters because only Tom and I are here. I told him he could have 3 characters because I could have a puppet on each hand, but in the end he just decided to do 2, and that was fine. And then I didn't have to have a puppet on each hand because they get hot. They had to like hold props and make tropical drinks and zoom back.
I laughed so much at the beach part. It was very good.
So the first beach picture I printed out, I just did one size, like 1 sheet of paper, and Tom like zoomed in on it. Tom was like, "That looks too good." And then it was like it was too small because only like Colleen's head fit in front of it. So then I like printed it out on like 4 pieces of paper, but they didn't really match up perfectly. But I was like, it's fine, it doesn't. And we had my tropical drink that I was drinking, which I had brought my own cup, but then Tom had a cup and he wanted us to use that. He's like, "Do we have tropical drink umbrellas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got tropical drink umbrellas." I have everything. You love the secretary voice. I'm glad. I don't know. I just was like, I gotta do something. Like, hello, Mr. Chapek.
I noticed during the beach part, since it was like a closer up, people in the chat noticed for the first time that she also had a name tag on.
She does have a name tag on. I think it needs to go a little higher because it's harder to see. But yes, she does. She has a name tag. We have a bunch of name tags made so that like all the puppets can have name tags. But we don't always remember to put them on them. But yeah, she does. She has a name tag. I asked him once, like, what, I think it was before, like, the first time we did it, and I don't know if she had a name, and I was like, is it named Colleen? And he's like, yeah. Okay. I really kind of wanted the puppet, you know, when he's like, I wanted him to, like, tell me to do something last night, so he could be like, "But Mr. Chapek, you're not paying me anymore, I'm not gonna do it." No. I don't wanna. Being CEO has really mellowed you out. I'm really glad Tom writes those. I'm not good at improv, so like I can do it when we're doing it. But...
You're not gonna be part of Hughes Q?
No, I'm not. I went to school for theater. Like I've done so much improv in my life, but it's just I'm not good at it. It's not like how my brain works.
Yeah.
Although I will say, like Shannon and I did our Stacy and Wanda bit once, and it was fine. But it came out of it was a Statler and Waldorf parody, and it came out of we would literally sit in the audience and heckle Tom, and us just in the moment sitting in the audience heckling Tom was much funnier than like when we planned it out, because it was easier for us like. And, you know, Tom did not want me to roast him because I roast him all day, which is fine. I don't know how well I would do with, like, writing comedy, like, in advance. Things like that, it's much easier for me, like, he says something and, like, immediately something comes to mind to insult him. So, like, I don't know if I could write a bunch of funny insults in advance. I can just funny insult him in the moment. Which, like, that's hard with Stacey and Wanda because... we would just randomly say something, you'd never see us. We'd just be, which could work. Now I wear a mic. It was Tom would yell at me during the show, but I didn't have a microphone, and so like I would say things back, but no one heard me. And Nathan's like, we should just mic Colleen, and Tom's like,
she went out of her way to like, you know, try to be subtle so that, but then he would just talk to you
I'd hold up
anyway.
a whiteboard with like a note on it, and he would read it aloud, and I'm like, why am I bothering? And then I was like, Nathan. We're just gonna mic me. I'm just gonna put a mic on. Don't tell him. It's fine. Now it's just him and me. He knows I'm wearing a mic. It's fine. We yell at each other back and forth. Bye, Courtney.
Thanks for coming, Courtney.
Just randomly talking now. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
let's look at the schedule. What's coming up? That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Tonight at 8 p.m. Digital Dance Party. With Cosmic Reed. You're gonna dance. He's gonna play music, like different themes, and you can send in videos of yourself dancing to hashtag WDWNT dance. It's gonna be fun. Tomorrow, locked in with Eric Morton at 11 a.m. doing whatever it is they do. I'm usually asleep, but apparently it's funny. And then at 9, Ride Rehab watches. And I swear he's told me what they're watching, but I don't remember. They're always funny. I love Tyler. On Sunday's Easter, and so at 11 a.m. we're doing Easter watch-alongs. Tokyo does like a whole Easter celebration, which is funny because they don't celebrate Easter, but they like rabbits, I think. So we're going to watch Easter videos, parades, and shows and stuff. And then at 8 p.m., our new show, Pressing Issues, will have its second episode. On Monday at 11 a.m., we'll do the Pixar animation countdown. Tom will come in with, will have ranked the Disney Pixar movies incorrectly, I assume, and we'll tell him how he's wrong. And then that night will be Cosmic Reed Live at 9 p.m., like every Monday. And then on Tuesday at 11 a.m., Cooking with Nick, which we learned that he did not remember that he picked that slot, but he's going to do it. And then at 7 p.m., the premiere of It's a Smalls World parent panel. So some of the staff parents are going to talk about going to Disney with kids, and you can ask questions, people with different ages of kids, and they're going to talk about kids and Disney. We don't do a lot of that because, you know, Tom doesn't like children.
Are you going to talk about parenting Tom? Or...
Oh, my God. I could do a whole show taking care of Tom. That was the first time he fired me was because he called the boys children, and I was like, 'cause you're not? And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, you're a child? And then he was like, you're fired. And then I left the room, and Nick was like, yeah, she's gonna go set fire to your Cars merchandise. The next day, he fired me because I ate the last Oreo. This is my life, guys.
That's a serious offense, though.
I can't trust Tom's judgment anymore after he ranked Aladdin so low. Right? Some of his rankings were weird. Like, Home on the Range is the worst movie ever made. And that should have been at the bottom. And then, like, I don't think Sleeping Beauty should have been as high as he had it. Not that Sleeping Beauty's bad. Like as he said, most of the Disney movies are good. So, it's hard to rank them, but there were ones that I was like, I really like the movie. I think it should be higher. And then I feel like Sleeping Beauty has plot issues.
Is there anybody Tom hasn't fired? I mean, he hasn't fired me, but
although
he didn't hire me that much.
He claims he doesn't remember hiring Shannon, so he did approve hiring Shannon. But now he likes
as a writer.
Yeah, as a writer. And then I just brought her things. Sometimes she's here when she'd come see the show and it's like post-show time and I just give her the microphone. Because then I go clean up and I'm like, here. Shannon's basically me.
I'm just a Colleen stand-in during post-show.
Yeah, it's fine. Shannon and I...
Nobody would question it.
No, people don't really. We did the Disney Bound Challenge this last March, and one of the days was Disney Channel, and Shannon and I were Phineas and Ferb, and someone commented on the photo and was like, Shannon, I just thought this was you in 2 different outfits.
I'm her stunt double, yes. Yes, I am.
What restaurant are you doing for picky eaters when the parks open again? We were going to the restaurant in Mexico. Not the one inside the temple, the other one. La Hacienda Inn?
Casa de San Angel? Or is it the other one?
One of them? I don't remember which one is which.
So we'll probably try to do that one.
Yeah.
But it also just depends on what we can get reservations for. When we're free.
I have eaten, though Shannon hasn't. I've eaten at the Mexican restaurant inside the temple. So I was like, let's try eating at this other one because I've never eaten here. I have eaten at the majority of restaurants at the parks. I think, honestly, that one and the newest Japan one, I think might be the only restaurants I haven't eaten at. So it was I'd like to kind of do ones that I haven't done first. Because other ones, I already know, oh, I like to eat this. So, I'm prepared. So I think we'll probably try that again. And then we'll maybe do another park. I think we'll try to do every park and, end up back at Epcot. The goal would be to be able to do Food and Wine definitely would be a show. Just Shannon and I going, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that either. No, I don't want to eat that. Let's have cocktails. But then, there's some restaurants it's excuse me, we could go to Rose and Crown, but we love Rose and Crown, which I suppose we could go somewhere that we like and be like, this food's delicious.
Or we could order something that we don't usually order.
That's true.
Crazy.
That's true. Last night...
We get one order of fish and chips and then something else.
So then when we don't like the other thing, we can just eat fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night when it was what's your last meal? I'm like, I just want fish and chips. I love the fish and chips. Fish and chips
some Disney
are hard. People would be like, fish and chips, but you can mess fish and chips up.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely. I've been to many a restaurant and had fish and chips. I don't want to eat fish and chips unless the restaurant is relatively close to the ocean. And I believe that, someone caught this fish relatively recently. And I don't trust it if they don't tell you what kind of fish it is. So, TGI Fridays in Iowa, I'm not ordering fish and chips. But, when we lived in Maryland, that's fine. You're by Chesapeake Bay, and, that's a big fishing area. And, in Florida, it's fine. But Shannon did study abroad in London, and we've visited London multiple times and had London fish and chips. I've been to a restaurant that is all they serve, and you pick what kind of fish you want.
Huh.
So, fish and chips. So the Rose and Crown, they're very, authentic British fish and chips. Best
It could be soggy. It's been soggy fish and chips is terrible. Yeah. And I've had that before. And it's just crisp. And bad.
I like it when it's a big piece, it's a big piece of fish, not fish tenders. That's not real fish and chips. We want you had a fish and then you fried it. I mean, I don't want its face there or anything, but it's just... But I'll go to the walk-up fish and chip stand. Mom says she loves the salmon. Cool. Thanks for watching our show, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks for watching our show. If you want to send us some money.
I was about to say, Mom, can I have some money?
She sent a thumbs up.
Sweet, we're getting money, Shannon.
Oh.
Wow. Now she sent a raised eyebrow face. That's our mom, everybody. I didn't even know she had a YouTube. I guess YouTube's Google now, so it's just having like YouTube now. She got Instagram this month.
Ooh.
It's very
Doesn't post
exciting.
any pictures, but she likes every picture I post. Which is nice.
Is that the reason why she got it?
I don't know.
Gotta get those numbers up.
I don't know. She's stalking us. We told her to get an Instagram because she takes pictures of the dogs, and it was like, just post pictures of the dogs, Mom. I have 2 Instagrams. One for me and one for the dog. So, you know, the dog is cute. If only she was interesting. Or made sound. I have a silent husky. Like, huskies get really famous because they talk.
Yeah.
But Snow doesn't make any sound. So, like, she just occasionally whimpers, and that's it. So, like, if she was having a conversation with me, we'd be rich and famous right now. My one-eyed, pure white Siberian husky. But she's just silent and just stands in the middle of the room and stares at you. And I don't know, it's kind of like psychically communicate. And that's it. That's life. It's just her being like, and you're like, what do you want?
She
Go walk
speaks
me or
human.
something.
Mom and Dad's husky howls a lot, and she gets very frustrated that you don't know what she's saying. She's like, I am telling you what I want. And you're like, I don't speak dog. And she's like,
yeah, she's mad.
Why not?
She's mad. Snow will howl when she's with Mom and Dad's dogs sometimes. But it's funny because she'll like make a sound, not like a whole like she's having a conversation with you, but she'll like do a howl, and then she looks really excited and looks at you like, oh my God, did you see? I made a sound. Like, she's so proud. It's adorable, but real weird. She's really ridiculous. There's lots of videos and pictures of her in a cone because the poor thing's had a lot of surgeries and stuff. You want to see a funny dog in a cone trying to function? There's videos and photos of that. Now it's a lot of pictures of her just like laying places with the ball. This ball that she killed in like a day. That's the wrong mouse. I have 2 mouses next to each other for like 2 different computers. So remember, if you'd like to follow Snow, that's Snow's Instagram. She's adorable. Look at that face. Anybody else got any questions? Remember, you can email me pictures of your crafts, and you can email me things you would like to craft and that you'd like for us to do. So that's good ideas. Somebody sent me a picture of a shirt with bees that they found in the store. This is my life now. Like Jessica, who her description, her bio is like, send me pictures of cats, and now it's bees. Although now people are just going to send Jessica pictures of pickles.
Yep.
So,
well,
like, this is the pickle and bee show now. Oh.
Yes.
That's all you need.
Be yourself. Bees.
It's good advice.
It is good advice. You should be yourself. Okay. A cat named Pickles would blow her mind. Yeah. Cat named Pickles would blow her mind. That would probably be like too much. So. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Send me an email. Send us pictures if you scrapbook or if you make ears, because we made ears. And let me know if there's something that you would like to make Next time I think we'll do puppets. But after that, because I don't know how long we'll be here, because don't know when the parks will open.
That's a perfect graphic.
That's what we're at. So thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for watching. We were live on Twitter, although Instagram probably died. We probably were finished with the scrapbook page by then because we've just talked for the last 45 minutes or so. And Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Twitch and all those things, places and stuffs. You have been watching Colleen's Craft Corner. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. I will see you probably on Sunday. And, yeah. Subscribe. Notifications. The YouTube-y things. Love you. Bye.